The book Justice Corrupted begins with Loudoun County, Virginia. And you'll remember, your viewers will remember Loudoun County, Virginia. 14-year-old girl goes to school and she is sexually assaulted in the bathroom, the girls' bathroom, by a boy wearing a skirt. And the school district covers it up, lies about it, insists it didn't happen. In fact, they transfer the boy, the rapist, to another school where he sexually assaults another little girl. This guy was a recidivist. The parents go to the school board in Loudoun County. The dad both parents are understandably upset, and the school board insists this has never happened. No boy dressed in a skirt has ever assaulted anyone. And they had an ideology that mattered more than taking care of the kids in their care. And the father, understandably, is pissed off and says, look, my daughter was raped in your school, and you're covering it up. And what happened? They threw him on the ground. They arrested him. They handcuffed him. And subsequently to that, the National Association of School Boards wrote a letter to Biden asking the Department of Justice to target parents as domestic terrorists using the Patriot Act. And 6 days later, Merrick Garland wrote a memo to the FBI saying, go after moms and dads. And if they go to a school board and express unhappiness with sexual assaults, unhappiness with critical race theory, go interrogate them and treat them as suspects. And Megyn, they're doing it right now. The Biden FBI is interviewing and targeting parents all across the country. That is an abuse of power.
They are?
Yes. Yes, no, they've admitted that they're actively, if you're a mom or dad and you go to your school board and you raise concerns, the FBI has gone and interviewed bunches of those folks. Merrick Garland hasn't backed away from this at all.
My goodness. You don't see as many of those reports. Of course, I followed the whole drama, and they were doing it at the time. I thought after they got publicly shamed and the school board group withdrew their letter, he settled down on that. I mean, Merrick Garland's, you tell me, he seems like he's out of control.
I think that's exactly right. I think Merrick Garland has done more damage to the Department of Justice than any attorney general in history. And the book begins with Richard Nixon. I'm not a fan of Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon tried to do this. He tried to use DOJ and the FBI and the IRS to target his political enemies. And so the first chapter goes into all the details of the corruption.
G. Gordon Liddy.
Yeah. And I mean, it's some weird stuff. I mean, they literally...
Weird. I was reading it like, what? Even I didn't know this stuff.
Look, they were giving LSD to people involuntarily, to homeless people. I mean, it's bizarre. Now, what happened by and large is the system mostly worked. The FBI, the DOJ, the IRS resisted Nixon, said, no, we won't be used as a weapon to target our enemies, and Nixon resigned in disgrace. Well, what Nixon tried to do, Barack Obama succeeded in doing, and he used the machinery of government to go after his political enemies. After Obama, hard partisans burrowed into the senior career positions at DOJ and FBI and the IRS, and it's metastasized under Joe Biden. During Trump, the deep state warred against Trump. And now under Biden, they are shamelessly using it as a political enforcement tool for the DNC. And that is so fundamentally destroying the integrity of DOJ and the FBI. It is an absolute scandal. And sadly, the corporate media altogether ignores it.
Can that be undone?
Yes. It definitely can be undone. The first big step is going to be Election Day. I think we're going to see Republican majorities in both the House and Senate.
You do?
I do. I'm in the middle of a 17-state, month-long national bus tour. So I'm doing rallies all over the country for candidates for the Senate, candidates for the House. I think we're going to see a tidal wave election on the order of magnitude of 2010.
Wow. How many seats are the Republicans going to have the Senate by?
I think it is anywhere between 50 and 57. If you push me to pick a number, I'd probably pick 53 is where I think we'll end up.
53. What do you think it's going to be? What, Arizona, Nevada?
So
Georgia,
I think Nevada's the most likely pickup in the country. I think Adam Laxalt is really strong. I've done a bunch of rallies with him. I think probably the second most likely pickup is Georgia. I've done a bunch of rallies with Herschel Walker. I'll be with Herschel in a few days doing another rally with him. Those are the two most likely pickups. I'd say the next tier are Arizona and New Hampshire. The public polling has both those candidates down a couple of points, but they're really close. I think both Blake Masters in Arizona and General Bolduc in New Hampshire, they both can win, and I'm supporting both. The next tier beyond that of pickup opportunities, I would say, is Colorado. And even here's a dark horse, Washington State.
I heard about this. This is Smiley, right?
Yes.
Smiley?
Yeah. Look, Washington State is a tough state for Republicans. It's a really blue state. But I think Tiffany Smiley, the candidate, is a really impressive candidate. And the polling has her within a couple of points. If it's a really good day, we could end up winning there. And then the rest of the races, like I just did a couple of days ago, 3 big rallies with J.D. Vance in Ohio. I think J.D.'s going to win.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, Dr. Oz, public polling has him down a couple of points, but he was down 10 or 11 points a month ago. So I think we're headed in the right direction. I think
and the
Oz
debate's
has a
on the
real
25th.
chance.
Yeah. You have the debate between those guys on the 25th.
Yeah. So I'm feeling very good about the overall dynamic, but you ask, what can we do about the politicization of DOJ and the FBI? One of the first things we can do starting next year is have real oversight hearings, dragging DOJ, dragging the FBI, dragging the administration before the Senate, before the House with subpoenas, and holding them accountable for the abuse of power and the politicization. I think that's hugely important. And then the real solution to fix it is we got to win in 24 and appoint leadership at these agencies who will clean house and get rid of the partisans who burrowed into and corrupted these institutions. Megyn, I hear all the time from prosecutors at DOJ, from agents at the FBI, who are furious. They're frustrated. Look, they're patriots who love America, and they're seeing the institutions they've devoted their lives to fundamentally corrupted. I don't want to see a Republican DOJ. I don't want to see a Democrat DOJ. I want a Department of Justice that follows the law.
Yeah, same.
And I think that ought to bring us together.
Are you tired of feeling like someone's always watching you on the internet? Maybe advertisers know just a little bit too much about you, or you're concerned about the privacy of your identity? Using incognito mode will not solve the problem either. IPVanish VPN is here to protect your right to privacy and to help you stay anonymous online. IPVanish helps you safely browse the internet without exposing your private details to third parties like hackers, your ISP, or advertisers. When you use IPVanish, all of your data is encrypted. That means your private details, your passwords, your communications, your browsing history, and much, much more will be completely shielded from falling into the wrong, weird, prying hands. Even your physical location will be hidden. IPVanish is offering an amazing 70% off their yearly plan for our listeners with a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's like getting 9 months for free. IPVanish is super easy to use. All you have to do is tap one button. You're instantly protected. Take your privacy back today with a brand rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. Go to IPVanish, that's IPVanish.com/Megyn, and use that promo code Megyn to claim your 70% savings. IPVanish.com/MEGYN. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.